So I chose to do my Zenith project about management and organization within the film industry. I started off by doing a lot of research. I researched everything about pre-production and different management tiers. My goal was to make a pre-production package, so I also looked into what kind of documents people who are in management positions use. I created this document to track my progress. It kind of just turned into a list of websites and then also a list of some of the documents I found that people use on set in order to keep organized. And those are the ones that I was thinking about including in my pre production package. So, one thing I learned a lot through my research is that people mainly use different internet sites in order to keep organized on set. I found Studio Binder and it had a lot of cool organization strategies. Basically, you drop in a screenplay and it would break it up by locations and scenes and everything in terms of actors and schedules, and it will create your schedule and it will create your script breakdown for you. I tried putting in my senior narrative screenplay to see if that would work, and it did actually break it down by location. And since it was short, I could see all the locations divided out, and I could see all of the scenes throughout the whole entire play, which was pretty cool. So another thing I did was I reached out to people in order to gain more knowledge. I started emailing a producer that was friends with Mr. T, and she was very sweet, and she had a lot of information to share, which was very helpful. And then I'm also a production assistant for a movie, so the producer shared with me a lot of the documents that we use on set. And when I'm on set, I often use like a spreadsheet to keep everything organized that I'm in charge of. So I also took that into consideration when trying to create my pre-production package. Here is the film hierarchy sheet I found, and it kind of shows basically everything in terms of film production and management tiers. It starts at the administrative level, and you go from the CEO, CMO, all the way down to like a fashion designer at an administrative level. So the next is executive level. So we have like the production artist, copywriter, program coordinator, all the way down to like assistant director. And then at the operational level, you have the film information assistant, social film specialist, technical writer, film analyst, choreographer, film editor, all of that, all the way down to like spot boy security team. So like people on the actual grounds of the film production. Here are some of the documents that I found online, and I think Mr. T uses some of these too, like this location scouting one, but I also found some really cool call sheet documents, and I found a lot of these on Set Hero, which had like a bunch of different documents that people use and like professional documents that you could download, and you can actually download them right into your spreadsheet, which is like really helpful. So instead of having like a printed out document, you could have an active spreadsheet that you would be editing. And then from the emails I had with the producer, she told me a lot about what they did on set, and she says that she uses Monday.com all the time to organize all of her different productions because she's working on multiple productions at once, and Monday.com allows her to have different projects open, so that's very helpful. She has a daily task list, and then I asked her some of the documents that she has. She says budget spreadsheet, deal memos, general talent release, location agreements, and then a bunch of insurance and a bunch of legal things in terms of like contracts, and then a call sheet, days out of days, and shot list. So I was familiar with the call sheet from my work as a production assistant, and then the shot list from senior narrative, but I had no idea what the days out of days sheet was. So I wanted to do more research into that. And then also I wanted to make a schedule because that's something I did for my pre-production for senior narrative, and I really enjoyed making that. So that's how I chose my final documents. I decided to make a shooting schedule, a location sheet, days out of day sheets, and a call sheet. And then once I had my documents decided, I needed to find a screenplay to use in order to break it down and put it into those documents. Um, so I asked some of my peers, I asked Spencer and Eric if they knew anyone, and I asked Jordan, and Jordan gave me a lot of databases, and I looked at those databases, and they had full feature-length scripts for a lot of the movies we've seen. So that was very helpful, and I was kind of looking for like a romantic um, kind of cliche genre just because I thought it'd be easy to break that down into different locations and it wouldn't have a lot of special effects. And then Mr. T shared his original screenplay with me, and I ended up using that one because I liked it the most and it was fun to read something new. And it was something I haven't seen before or could ever see before, so that was really helpful in terms of breaking everything down. And then I created a design in order for all my documents to look consistent. So I just kind of put it together in Illustrator, and it's just that like bar and then those stars. And it was just for like the layout of the documents. So then here are the final documents. Right here is a location sheet, and that you can see I broke down all of the locations in the screenplay, and then I broke down which scenes were in each of those locations. And I have files with the original documents without any of the writing in it too. And then I have a description of what you might need at the location, or like anything important from the screenplay that is like mentioned that you need at the location. And then here is a days at a day sheet. So this is for the actors, and this basically shows when they're working and when they're not working, so you know when to pay them and who's on set when. So there's a whole list of different abbreviations that are used in the days at a day sheet, but here it's just start work, and then you can see working, and then some of them have hold, and H means hold, which means they're just not assigned to that day. So out of the 15 days, there was only a couple of holds for these three main actors, and then this is finished work. This is the shooting schedule. So you can see which day it is, and I just basically went like January 1st to January 15th. I said which actors needed to be there. I said which scenes you were going to shoot in that day and which location. And for this, it was just easiest to break it up by location since there weren't that many. So I broke up the scenes by location, and then I also sub-broke them up so that way you can have like different days with the same location. And then this is the call sheet, and so this is one of the main actors, William, so I just used him, and I put January 1st, so this is what he'd be shooting on January 1st, and I wrote down the scenes that they'd be shooting, the location, the page numbers, and then basically a space for like any other notes. Thank you.